Hey, hello and good morning to everyone. This is Tom with Are You on the Spectrum? And I just found something pretty exciting for me. Don't have much going on in life. This is what I call real excitement. Um, I just found an article that I have been, there has been something, I want to say, I don't feel like I had fit. I had these doubts, like, okay, wow, you know, Asperger's syndrome. There's like, no, that's not me. That's not me. No, that's kind of me. Yeah, that is me. And but if I looked at, usually how they're diagnosing Asperger's, I mean, it's like you have all of these, or you're not Asperger's, or you have three of these. You have so many in certain categories or whatever, and it's like, well, I suppose if I count that, and you don't feel like. Um, you don't feel like, how could that be a good diagnosis? Well, this this article, and I will link it. It was on the website Healthline, and it's the relationship between ADHD and autism. And just jump to the meat of this story was that where was the meat here? There's the bone, no meat. Okay. When they occur together, see, understanding the combination. Okay, here it was. Um, for many years, doctors were hesitant to diagnose children with both ADHD and ASD, and for that reason, very few medical studies have looked at the impact of the combination of conditions on children and adults. Hmm. The the APA, American Psychiatric Association, stated for years that the two conditions couldn't be diagnosed in the same person. In 2013, the APA changed its stance with the release of the DSM for mental disorders, 5th edition. The APA states these conditions can co-occur. In 2014 review of studies looking at comorbidity of ADHD and ASD, research found, this is amazing, that between 30 and 50% of the people with ADHD also had symptoms of ASD. Well, that's what I've been sort of struggling with. It's like, nah, and I talked yesterday with a good friend of mine whose husband is ADHD, and she's done like tremendous amount of self-study, and I mean, she's a brilliant woman, and um, for her own sanity and survival, she had to, as she said, learn the language, the neurodiverse language. And it was fascinating. I'd love to have an interview with her because, it's funny how our perspectives and the neurotypical and the neurodiverse perspectives, it's like, I think it was close. I think she said something about this, and I've thought of this analogy before too. It's like men and women. We've got different software. We all have computers, but the software is different. And you know, I can try to. It's one thing to explain yourself, and say, yeah, this is why guys do this, and of course you're kind of grabbing at straws, like, why do I, why doesn't everybody do this? It's kind of the inner feeling, when you're trying to explain. It's like, I don't know, just anyway. So that's that kind of disconnect that it's interesting for me now. This is so funny because 2 weeks ago we wouldn't have had this conversation, especially not me understanding that I am from the neurodiverse family and she's from the neurotypical family. I mean, it was just, there were things we talked about. I'm going, really? You don't do that? No, I don't do that. What was some of the examples of that? Shoot. I was going to say, I know it was something to do with the ability to focus. Oh, I know what one was when I review things to see them in pictures. I mean, I was telling her I was going back into when I'd wake up and I'd be just half awake, half asleep, I realized one time that I was thinking about all these childhood things, and I wasn't just thinking about them, but like when I think of, I can remember clearly when I was sitting there and the first time the teacher was showing the chart above the blackboard, A, B, C, D, and writing them on the board, and I'm copying them on the paper. It's just like I can almost see the color of the room. Um, and as I was lying there half asleep, I could take that picture and then start combining it with other memories of that room, and then start seeing the room and start remembering, okay, I remember where we used to sit for, reading, and I remember the light coming through this window, and so it's like images that I piece together. Well, doesn't everybody? You know. And another recent one. This is why I'm seeing some of the, what do they say, also have symptoms of ASD. Um, I guess it's kind of funny to say this, but it was normal to me. I used to love to take bicycles and turn them upside down, set them on the seat, and with the handlebars, they'd stay in the right, they wouldn't fall over, and just sit there and crank them and watch how the wheels spin, and just watch just the whole mechanics of it, the chain going over the sprockets. And I don't mean I would sit there day after day watching a bike do that, but I remember a number of quite a few times of just like, oh, this will be fun. Okay, that's fun. And but I suppose if I don't know if I had a larger family or something, they'd be like, "What are you doing? Isn't this cool?" No, I mean those conversations I never had. Oh, anyway, so it's just been this is kind of a cool thing because I just wrote another friend of mine was just saying, as I'm getting closer to um, a decision, I guess I could say, an acceptance of, okay, yep. The ADHD I kind of already accept. Well, I do already accept. With the ASD side of it is the like I'm sort of was looking at I'm either one or the other, and now I understand. And that may be the boat you're in too. You're going, well, kind of, sort of. And, but I say I'll link this article, and I just think this is really cool. It's kind of made my day. That and bicycles, turning them upside down and spinning the wheels. Okay. Anyway, this is Tom for our Hue on the Spectrum, signing off and going to work.